What's up, friends? Welcome to another Studio Sundays. We are in my studio. It is not actually Sunday. I do not film these on Sundays because then I would not have time to edit them and get them up on the internet. So it's actually, what day is it? Friday. It's Friday. And if I'm lucky, this is gonna go out on Sunday. As you might have seen on my Instagram last week and also on my YouTube channel, I am officially starting a podcast. I'm excited about this for a couple of reasons. The first being that my entire life I've been somebody that learns from asking questions. I have this memory of being in kindergarten and I was the kid that was constantly asking questions, forgetting to raise my hand, and I was so excited about learning that I had so many questions, and my teacher used to put me in the corner facing the wall in timeouts because I just could not learn to raise my hand and follow the rules. That was a pretty scarring memory, but it just solidified for me that I am the kid that asks questions. Also, when I was learning to paint in the college elective class that I took, I could not stop asking questions about how to use the brushes, how to dip the paints and mix the paints, and how does this whole thing work. I just had so many questions, and the teacher, I remember her saying to me, hey, there's other kids in the class too. I've got to get around to everybody else. I can't just sit here all day answering all of your questions. So I'm starting a podcast because I'm very excited to interview other artists and art professionals in the industry, as well as in the outdoor industry, and ask them questions. I'm really in this phase of my life right now where I've kind of done everything I set out to do in my late teens, early 20s. I became a professional artist, and this is my full-time job, and it has been for the last 7 years. I've connected with brands and put art on skis. I've bought the house. I have the dog. I have the boyfriend. I have the camper van that I built out. Like, I've literally somehow accomplished everything that I set out to do, which I am very grateful for. And for those of you that are right now working to strive for a goal, I feel your pain, and it is really challenging when you really want to get something and you don't have it yet and you're just working for this thing. But also, let me say that being in that place of having that goal and working towards that thing, like, at least you know what you're working towards. That is something that's really special, and that type of clarity and motivation and drive, like, sometimes I look back on those moments when I knew that I wanted to be an artist, but I wasn't yet, or I knew I wanted the camper van, but I didn't have it yet, and I almost, like, get jealous of my past self because I was so driven and, like, waking up every day motivated, knowing what I'm doing. I'm not saying that I'm not motivated, but there's something about once I know what I want, I just focus every day and work on it until I get it. The not knowing what I want thing, that is when things get kind of scary. And that's a little bit how I've been feeling this past year. It's not that I've been working hard on projects. I've had a lot of really awesome things come about. Be thankful if you do know what you want. And if you don't, I'm here to tell you that that's okay too. And I've been there, and that's just part of being human. We're always raising the bar for ourselves. We're always setting a new milepost. Don't forget to enjoy the moment. I'm trying to remind myself that too. So let's just take a minute here and appreciate where we're at, even if it's not where we want to be or if we don't know where we want to be. So back to the whole asking questions thing. I realized that I learn really well and quickly from asking questions. And I feel like I'm entering this new phase in my life. I'm going to be 30 this year, of kind of researching and developing what else I want to do in my life and what else I want to do as a human being. So I figured, what better way than to start asking professionals questions in hopes to discover something myself. And also, I think you guys are really going to benefit from these conversations that I'm having. So this podcast is going to be mainly focused on interviews, but I'm also going to pop on sometimes and do solo episodes like this one. I imagine this is something I'm gonna develop, and the audio is gonna get better, the video is gonna get better, and bear with me as it's a work in progress, and I'm just having fun right now, experimenting and figuring out my flow with how I want everything to feel and go. Ever since I hit my stride with this whole full-time professional artist thing, when I kind of got out of survival mode, feeling like no work was gonna come in if my inbox was quiet for a week, to now knowing that it's okay if my inbox is quiet in a week because I'm just gonna get really busy again, and that's always how it goes. I've developed other areas of my life that I haven't really shared on the internet as much because at the beginning of doing this whole thing and posting all of my work on Instagram, etc., I really burned myself out because I was constantly producing content, I was connecting with people, and it was actually this really amazing time of like feeling like I was finding my place in the world, but also all I was doing like all week long, staying up late, getting up early, was working to produce content and art. And something that I found kind of like partway through my 20s is that there's actually other things I like to do too, obviously, besides just this, and that I need those extra things so I don't burn myself out and so that I stay motivated. I'm excited for this new chapter. I feel like it's a whole new way to not only connect with you guys, but also to learn from other people. Thanks so much for following along. For those of you that have been here since the early days of living in my parents' field, in a tent, in the Stevens Pass cabin, it has been an evolution and a journey, and I could not be here without you. And your feedback means a lot to me, so I'd love to hear what you think about this new avenue with the podcast and anything you'd like to see me cover in this new format. I'm definitely all ears, but I'm going to be showing up here every Sunday. So tune into the YouTube channel and we will get this thing rolling. All right, I hope you have an excellent week. Stay positive, stay inspired. Again, it's okay if you don't know where you're headed. You'll figure it out one of these days, won't we all? All right, bye for now.